What if I told you the easiest way to find low competition POD niches that are actually making money right now is not to come up with new ideas from scratch. It's to spy on the top sellers on Etsy and who are already crushing it. Reverse engineer exactly what's working and use AI to build your own version of it. I'm gonna use EverBee to pull the top POD stores actually making real sales right now, drop all the data into Claude AI, have it break down the niches, the design patterns, the pricing, and the gaps in the market for me. Then we'll take those insights, design original concepts in Ideogram, and launch a live store in EverBee. If you ever struggled with niche research, this is gonna change your entire workflow. Let's get into it. What is up? My name is RJ Martinez. If you are new to this channel, I've been in print on demand for over 8 years, sold over hundreds of thousands of products, and generated over millions of dollars. On this channel, I share exact workflows I'm using for my business right now. No fluff, no theory. So if you want to actually make money with POD using AI in 2026, smash that subscribe button and let's get into this workflow right now. Here's the thing most beginners get wrong. They sit down and do niche research. They try to invent something brand new. They scroll past Pinterest, they look at trends, they brainstorm for hours. That's the hard way. The smart way, look at the stores that are already winning. If a POD store on Etsy is already doing 6 figures right now, the store has already done the niche research for you. They already validated the customer. They've already figured out the price point. All you have to do is study what they are doing. Find the gaps in the market and build something better, or build for the part of that niche they are not serving yet. And here's why this is a game changer in 2026. What used to take weeks of research and analyze now takes about an hour with Claude AI doing the heavy lifting. Stick around to the end. I'm going to show you the exact prompt I used to get Claude to break down a competitor's entire strategy in under 60 seconds. That prompt alone is going to save you hours. Real quick, 3 tools we're using today. EverBee for the store research, Claude AI to analyze, and Ideogram AI for the designs. Then we'll publish the final product live on an EverBee store with Printify. All the links are going to be down below in the description if you want to follow along step by step. And yes, I do get a kickback from that, because it helps support the channel. All right, so the main goal right here with this screen share, I'm gonna show you how to use the EverBee research tool. And I'm already logged in. You're gonna see I'm already logged in to the left-hand side over here. Just type in something generic. Now, this is up to you and what you wanna do here when it comes to anything like this. Now, when you come to the search, I want you to understand, type in something very generic, because we're looking for those product listings that are ranking for funny t-shirts. Most likely, if it's ranking for funny t-shirts, right? That's a very popular search phrase. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of search traffic for that. Those products and shops on Etsy are going to be moving a lot of product. Okay, so we're logged in here, and what we're going to do, so I'm going to show you different techniques here. I'm going to go to product and analytics, and then when I click there, okay, this is cool. This is the cool part here, because when I click here, it's going to break down pretty much all the products. Let's see the keyword homepage. Now you're going to see, as you come over here, it says keywords. You're going to see it popped up, funny shirts, product analytics here. Now, the cool thing about this, it literally just grabbed everything. It's showing us 68 different listings, but it's going to break down from products, shop name, price, sales, revenue, trends, growth rate, total sales, total reviews, listing age, which is very powerful. We always look at that. And then total favorites. Okay. And then there's more over here. You can average reviews right there. And then you can do some customization right here if you wanted to. So there's a little tab right here, but the thing that we're going to take advantage of, and you can export all this if you wanted to. What we're going to do is go ahead and filter. And then when we hit filter, let's say we want to filter by sales. So we just say we want 10 sales. Okay, and we hit enter. And it's going to, look at, you can see how it's diving in here and it's showing us the growth rate. Okay, and it's going up, down. It's showing us the listing age, which is really powerful when it comes to anything like this. So we're looking at, like, for example, look at this one. This seems to be something really solid right here. So sales 63, revenue 1,200. 100% growth rate, 93 total sales. And then you're going to see we have total reviews, 15, and then listing age, 2, and then total favorites, 700. So something like this catches my eye when I find stuff like this, because when I see something like that, this is right up my, okay, listing age, cool. Total sales 94 in 2 months. That's pretty dang good, right? Now let's keep it going a little bit. We have another one right here. The growth rate is not, up, but it's like, look at 5 months. Same thing here. It has 57 total sales, right? 2 months here too as well. There's another one right below it. 2 months right here, and then 17 total sales. So if we come down, we keep just rinsing and repeating this with different keywords, long tail keywords. This is one way, right? To say, okay, if this design was listed or t-shirt was listed or product was listed within 2 months, but for some reason, there's a big demand for it right now and people are buying it. What is going on? And you can literally just, like, if we go up, and you can confuse this, see if we can find a few more. 3 months, 114 sales, like the funny retirement shirt. Like, this is a solid one too. And then also too, if you want more results, just lower the sales a bit. Obviously, you probably won't get that much like demand signals if you do that. But you can also too, you can click on this. This is revenue is making like $1,200 for the month or so far already, right? In total. So if we click on something like this, it's going to come over here and it's going to break everything down for us. So the listing, we can actually view it on Etsy too as well. Let's go ahead and see everything about the listing details. So as month sales, 63. Okay, listing age 2 months. And you're going to see the breakdown of the sales and the revenue here. And then you're going to see like the different keywords that it's ranking for. Funny goose shirt, emotional regulation, regulate emotions. And you can see like all these different, like some of these keywords I would never even thought about. Therapist gift, counselor shirt, school counselor. Interesting. Okay. So then it gives you even more of a detailed breakdown here too as well. Keep in mind when you're doing this too as well, you want to make sure that you're always double checking for trademarks and copyrights. That is very important when we're doing any of this stuff. So let's go ahead and click view on Etsy. And you can also save to favorites. We got this cool little goose off to regulate emotions. This is one thing too. I get a lot of, look at the price point. It's at $8.99. You see that, right? $8.99. But it has 20 plus added cards, so it's crushing it for sure. Now, one thing you can do here is to change this because most likely they have it like on a certain size or a certain product, and they're putting you look right here, baby bodysuit, right? Now, let's say we're comfort colors. Let's say we're looking at a large, right? And it goes up to $17.09, right? And then if we come down, maybe they're charging for shipping. They're charging about $3.90 for shipping. Okay. And maybe they're printing their own t-shirts, or maybe they're just trying to make $1 or $2 off of the design or whatever it is, right? Maybe they're just having a sale to help it rank into the algorithm, get the traction, get the customer reviews, right? They can be doing that too as well, because you see right here, customers are leaving reviews here. Now, if you come over here too, you're seeing the total sales on this shop. 5,100 sales, 1.5 years on Etsy. So a year and a half, they have that many sales, this many reviews. This is a very, very powerful. And you can see that they actually seem like, with a short period of time and that many sales, they seem to know exactly what they're doing. Okay, this is really interesting, pretty cool. So stuff like this, the bigger goal is we want to look for shops that are moving product. So this would be a good example, and I'm going to go in and show you the next step, what we're going to do, because we're looking for shops that are actually moving product. And this may be one of the ones that we click on and we look at. Here you can see they're actually a shop right here, and there's one shop member, and they're crushing it over here. A good example, 4,000 sales in a year, right? When you kind of do the math and you get the figures, they're doing a good amount of movement here and pushing orders pretty fast, which is really cool. So let's go back up here, and then I'm going to show you the next way. Now, let's come over here. So on the left-hand side, what I did was click on Shop Analyzer right here. And then we used the filters. You see the little filters tab right here. Click that. Now you can use these filters to your advantage. I feel like everyone's going to be different when it comes to this, but to keep it simple and straight to the point, monthly sales, you mess with this, like put it to 100 or put it to 1,000. The more the better. And then the shop name, include shirt, tee, whatever you want to do. You can see how it is someone over here that has been up for not that long and that many sales within that time frame. So let's say they generated 3 or filtered it all for us, right? We're looking for shops that seem to know what they're doing. And to make things a little bit easier too, you can also, instead of doing shop, you can take that out and then come over here to the right side to category, right? We can just hit clothing and boom. Okay. I know that the Crazy Dog t-shirts, they've crushed it over the years. Me doing print on demand, I've seen them doing crazy numbers every single month. Now, but you can just come in here and just research, and you know what the main goal here is to understand, like look at what shops are moving, and you can open up any of these, these shops. You can see like this one has 1,500 sales, almost 200K in revenue for the month. Let's say we want like a shop that has 12 See if that works. Okay, there we go. Remember with the shop age, so I did 12, like a year old is basically the main concept here. Now a year old, a shop that's a year old, I want you to keep this in mind. And then it's moving, you know, a good amount of sales in that time frame. We're going to assume that they know exactly what they're doing. They know how to launch and they're doing really good. So like Sunset Shirt US, you can see, look at these guys. Total revenue 200K, monthly revenue 27K, 11 months. Monthly sales 2,000. Crushing it, right? And then it shows you like what's the custom tee center. You can see their like the country stuff like that, I believe, over here. Currency, sorry. So let's say, for example, you want to click on them, right? It's going to basically break it all down for us over here. And it's going to go into like, you know, what they're doing. You can see their listings. Look at this, right? You get an idea, you know, what shirts they have up and how they're doing it. Okay, they're doing some, you want to make sure obviously you're not infringing or doing anything trademark over here, because the main goal is, you know, you can't do like certain like unless you have the rights to do it, that's different. But it seems like they're doing a lot of Disneyland stuff. But I'm going to dig in here. I'm going to find a few shops. And then what I want to do is analyze those shops. And then maybe, you know, use this little export feature, download all this information, and then I'm going to go ahead and plug it in to Claude AI so it can break us down, so we can find the patterns and like what can we do that will be different from them, but obviously generate sales ourselves. All right, so I am inside my Claude AI, and now what we're going to do here is take all the shop information that we got from the EverBee research tool, and we're going to grab all that information that we gathered. Now, there's some of the shops I was looking at. A lot of them seem like they're using a lot of Disney, just to be honest with you. And that's something that I wouldn't do. So if you're planning on starting an Etsy shop, don't do anything related to Disney unless you have the rights. Okay, there's people actually out there that actually have the rights to use Disney, and I'm pretty sure it's a big yearly thing that you have to pay for, a big cost. Okay, now what we're going to do is kind of give you an idea, give you an overview. So the shop age, I went ahead and put that up a bit. 500 monthly sales. And then the first shop that we found over here, right? They seem to have a lot of, you know, it seems like they do their homework when it comes to checking for trademarks and copyrights, which is really good. Okay. And then remember, that's what we're going to do too as well. So we're going to come over to Claude AI. I went ahead and this little export feature. If you click on this right here, let me click it. So when I clicked on that, you can see that it sent it to my email box successfully right there. And then the same thing over here. If I come over here, it's going to do the same exact thing. It's going to export all these shops for us, which is really nice. And I'll pull one up so you can have an idea of what they all look like when they come over into that spreadsheet. And then we're going to use that spreadsheet to our advantage and upload it over to Claude AI. All right, so to give you an idea, like there's a breakdown of everything, right? And then if you want to go, well, I'm going to do two different things. You can go in a little bit deeper. So like this is one with all the actual different shops. And then I went ahead and downloaded another one that has like pretty much all of the listings from one shop and gives me a whole breakdown on, you know, what they're selling, their view count, all that stuff. And this is powerful, right? Because it's giving us all this solid information that we know, okay, like this is the listing age. It's been up for 2 months, but it's sold 100 times. So, you know what I mean? This is another one. It's been up for 3 months and it's sold 20 times. Those are all good signs right there. So what we're going to do is come over here into Claude AI, and then I'm just going to go ahead and drag and drop those two ideas and then kind of give Claude AI the actual concept and the idea on what I personally want to do. So I'm going to talk to it right now. So let's say here is some research that I did on Etsy, and the goal is to double check for trademarks and copyrights because we do not want to infringe like any big brands like Disney. But I want you to analyze and see what type of strategy we can do to open up our own personal website and make sales. Okay, we want to leverage Etsy we're looking for patterns, looking for listing age. If a product has sold, 50 or 20 times and it's been up for 2 or 3 months, that shows that there's a demand. And we want something like that. And we want to follow those patterns so we can create our own designs like this. And we're thinking long term. We want to create consistent designs every single day, or we want to grow our own personal website. So if you can analyze this, and I want you to think like a strategist and building our own website. All right, so something like that, okay? I just put it all together, throw everything at it as best as possible. That's the way I do my prompts. I throw everything that I can possibly think of, and I want to create a prompt that AI understands and then can give it as much information as possible. And then I'm just going to go ahead and hit send. Let it do its thing, and boom. And this hopefully it's going to go in. It should, and read the CSV. And when it reads the CSV, it's going to give us a breakdown of all the information and kind of get an idea of what we can do here. Keep in mind, if you're getting any value out of this video, make sure you smash that like button, because we're going to go ahead and leverage AI to create the design next. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can put it like on an EverBee store. So I'm taking you through the whole process, and you can use the same process for anything that you want to do. Okay, just rinse and repeat this to a different business, say like your jewelry business, right? You can definitely do the same concept that I'm sharing with you right here and apply it to that one too as well. This is like a free course right here, free mini course, and just breaking it all down for you and give you an understanding exactly, how to do everything, which is really cool. If you're confused about anything, leave a comment down below. I'm here to help. So I went ahead and created a different project too, by the way. If you're unaware of what that is, if you come into push the sidebar and you go over here to projects, click the project, and then you can create like a separate project. So think about it as if you're building or scaling one specific thing. So I'm creating my own website. That's what I named it, creating one own website, plugged in these two over here, plugged in the CSV, the spreadsheets, and then I went ahead and put the prompt in over here. Now, this is interesting because I want you to check this out. So it broke it all down. Like, Trademark Audit, 42% of the niche conference catalog is 423 products uses Disney, NBC, or other trademark IP. So this is interesting because it's breaking it all down. It understands, different sayings, different, this is good right here, because when we're doing this type of research, we want to make sure that we're not infringing, right? Now we have the power of AI to help us go out and search and see different things. See if it came from a Disney song, if it came from a movie, if it came from, certain things. Like sometimes you don't mean to do these certain things and you just don't understand, or, especially if you live in a different country, you don't understand sometimes, or if you're coming from a different era, you don't know if it's a Disney song back from 1990, you know what I mean? Or 1980, or you don't know this type of stuff. So, and then it says your 3 money niches are 100% safe, and it breaks it down. Okay, Christian faith niche, book lovers, the silly goose, mental health crossover. We've definitely been doing a lot of research on that. And it says the strategy, use Etsy as your testing lab. List designs there first. Anything hits 10 plus sales in the first 2 weeks, prove a winner. Move to your Shopify site. Or for this example, we're going to be creating our EverBee store. Now, one thing here is we're using Etsy for research, and then we're going to go ahead and create the design and upload it to like your EverBee store. And like if you want to run your own ads to it, you can definitely do that. Something I plan on doing very soon is launching my own website and launching ads, creating designs, leveraging AI to create the designs. And we're going to create the next step right here. Look at over everything that it gave us. We're going to use this and create, our own design next, and then get it all launched onto our own store. One thing I put in, well, you can see all this right here too. You go ahead and pause the video and look at any of this stuff. We can build subcategories, and I feel like the Christian niche was trending because of Easter, right? You can see what I put in right here. It wasn't trending because of Easter. It said, sharp observation, you're particularly right. Let me check the numbers to see how much of it is the Easter month versus genuine year-round demand. I want the year-round demand, okay? I want that. That's what I want. And then it broke it all down. The Christian niche is running about 30% above normal baseline right now. That's the estimated monthly average without Easter, around 194 sales, right? And now remember, the analytics, all the information that it's breaking down for us, and you obviously can see this right here, this strategic analyst. You can see the breakdown right here, right? And it's taking us through the whole process. Now, this is one thing I said, we could build subcategories. We can build an evergreen like core and put subcategories within that. And it says, this is, so it broke it down. Sells year-round, book lovers, silly goose humor, mama, and this is especially with Mother's Day coming up. Coffee, wine, okay, nature, outdoors, nurse, healthcare, okay, and then seasonal boosters. You can see like Christian and professional subcategories: teacher, therapist, counselor, nurses. And then it says design once list across multiple subcategories. You can see it breaks that all down. And then over here too, it gives us a nice little. It breaks it all down. You're making a smart call, questioning that. Here's my outer structure of thinking. So it just broke it all down for us, right? I'm going to go ahead and ask it, because we want to keep it simple as possible. What is the first niche we should go after? That's my main step right here after this. But if you come over here, you can see like overview. This is all clickable, right? You can see how cool that is. And then it breaks it down, velocity of the products. It gives it more of like a like a dashboard. And this all depends too, because everyone's going to be different when it comes to this. You may type in a different keyword. You know, you may not type in like funny t-shirts, or, and it's telling us like short sleeve tees. It's about the price we want right there, right? Short sleeve and long sleeve are seems to be ideal winners. The tech stack, this is interesting. And it's showing us like, you know, how we can create the old designs. You can definitely, there's a few different tools that you can use out there to help you create designs out there, right? And then it gives us a whole 90-day plan. Step 1, you know, foundation. We're going to be, instead of the setup of the Shopify store, we're going to use an EverBee store. We're going to be connecting Printify, I believe. We'll go when we get to there. I'll break that all down too as well. And then you see the day 31 to 60. My main goal here is to daily design habit. Okay, dang, this is cool right here. I like what they did here. Pause any of this stuff if you want to take a little deeper dive into, because it's like you can see all that information that it's breaking it all down for us right here. All down right there. See that? When it comes to anything like this, keep in mind, we want to follow as the strategy as much as possible. I think just the 30 down, sitting it all up, getting everything going is telling us to create a Pinterest business account. I personally want to do a Facebook ads, launch Facebook ads if I would do anything like this. But we'll start off initial design, product design is saying 15 faith, 10 faith. So let's say, so I want to start simple. I want to create 3 to 5 designs starting off and kind of get an idea and a flow for it. And that way we can get it live on the website. At least we can get the website live and going. Then if you can help me create the prompt ideas for these designs, I'll be plugging them into Ideogram to help me generate these designs. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit the enter button, and it's going to go ahead and generate the designs for us. All right, so the prompt that it generated, look how clean this is. Design 1 right here on the right side, right? You can see in design 1, design 2 right here, and then you're seeing design 3, design 4, design 5, and it's breaking down, giving us the whole prompt idea, right? And we're going to plug this in. It's very simple, very easy to do. This is throwing in some Etsy tags in there, SEO tags for us in there. So we want to put it in why it works, ideogram prompt, visual direction, and then website collection. So it's telling us like you can put this in this collection, that collection, right? Which is really cool. Etsy and SEO prompts. Crazy. Design 1 is book lovers. I'm going to go with design 2. Okay, we're going to just go, I'm going to do that because who doesn't love a silly goose, right? I'm just going to take this, and then you can just look at yours like copy the prompt, or you can just hit here and copy the prompt. And then what we're going to do is come over here into Ideogram, and then I am going to just copy and paste, Control V on my keyboard, or copy. You can right click and paste it in there too as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit send. Now, Ideogram AI is one of my favorite ones for doing text designs, creating designs, just getting inspiration. You can use ChatGPT, you can use Canva, you can use Kindle. It doesn't matter which ones you're going to use. It's all up to you, but it's all like personal preference, right? This is what I like to use. And let's go ahead. I'm liking this one already. Off duty, silly goose. That one's pretty clean. And now the only thing I didn't like was it covered up that the Y right there. I'm not sure if you've seen that. Off duty, silly goose. That's not bad either. What I'm doing is clicking on the bottom right here. It's just show me to the next one. This is not a bad one either. Off duty, silly goose. Do not disturb. Next one. Off duty, silly goose. Do not disturb. Let's go ahead and just pick one. I like this one a lot, but I don't like the fact that it's I like the color scheme. I just don't like it's covering up the Y too much. I think we're gonna go ahead and we'll test this one out right here. Off duty, silly goose. Okay. Now the cool thing about Ideogram within here, it literally took out the whole background for us. See, this is already a transparent background, okay? Because I put it in the prompt up here, transparent background, and automatically takes out the background for us, which is very powerful for print on demand. It does take time to do. So now another cool thing we can do back here, right, is upscale and download. So click this one right here. So I hit that download button right there. Now I can upscale it and download it at the same time if I want to. So I'll just go do that 2x and hit that. And it's going ahead and upscaling this image and downloading it at the same time. You can see how much time that saves us by doing that already, right? So really cool. And then let's go ahead and let that go. And this is an example design too. Remember, there's other prompts back there that we can come in here and create the actual designs for too as well. I just wanted to show you one example for the sake of this video so we can kind of get the design process and getting the website going right? Because that's going to definitely take a little bit of time too. Follow along step by step. If you're getting value out of this video, make sure you smash that like button, because I'm taking you through the whole process. Like I said, this is like a free little course, and it's breaking it all down for you. Now, below these designs too as well, they actually have more inspiration here. Off to watch baseball. Now, this is a cool one right here because this is a trending style right now. I'm not sure if you're paying attention. We've been doing research too on the channel, and we know that this one, Off to Watch Baseball, I forgot the word exactly. What, something like this. It'd be, so you can do football, basketball, anything like that will work. Now, Red, White, and Sally. This will be solid for 4th of July too. You can see this one, right? Silly Goose Nurse Club. That's a cool one too. Silly Goose Teacher Club. Look at this. So these are some solid ideas here that we're finding. And just because, you know, like there's research everywhere. Just we see a certain thing like, okay, cool. This might be a really solid design for me to test and create my own with AI. Like, so for example, Silly Goose Teacher Club, this will be a good one right here. So let's say I like this one. You can click on this. And then when you come down here on the right-hand corner, hit the remix, right? And then it will literally create our own, which is really cool. Okay, then there's even more research down here. Let me go back to where that was. Let's come over here and do this one too. And it's really simple. So you hit the remix button. You can switch it up a bit if you want to. Yeah, you can do a baseball cap and just Off to Watch. Where's it at right here? Off to Watch Baseball, Off to Watch Softball. Like, you know, instead of baseball, we can do like, you can do softball. A great concept here too as well. And it'll be like something else. And this is 45. It seems like this is something that might be going up on Amazon merch. So we hit send, and then it will go ahead and create our unique one and make our own. So it's unique to generating magic and creating the images. So you can see it's generating 4 images. But let's come over here. We click, and so I created a few more. This is the other one that we created right here. Just to give you an idea, it's a beautiful day to be a silly goose. Let's click the next one. There we go. Look at Silly Goose Teacher Club. You always just want to look at the AI too, because sometimes they're doing random stuff, weird stuff. I'm not sure what's going on right here, a little towel or something, but this is ideas too that can be generated with the Silly Goose. Pretty cool. All right, and just to give you an idea, these are the 3 designs that were created. It's a beautiful day to be a Silly Goose Teacher Club, Off-Duty Silly Goose Do Not Disturb. All right, so these are the 3 ones I'll be uploading, and I created them all with Ideogram AI. Now, I just used the different prompts, and then I leveraged some of the ideas on Ideogram and just come up with different concepts, which pretty good. Now, obviously, like, you can definitely fine-tune and get better with the prompts and come up with your own prompts and fine-tune them and make them better, right? It's off to a good start, and then we'll obviously keep testing. Let's go ahead and build the actual website now. Store. So what we're going to do is, you know, get a design up on our store, and then you could obviously you'll rinse and repeat this process with every other design or product that you get up on your store. Okay, we're using the EverBee store right here. Now, I already have the prompt put in. If you go down this whole, it will give you some ideas, like different things you can do. You can import from Etsy, you can migrate from Wix, and then if you click on any of these, it will help you, you know, give you, I'm not sure what you want to pick. You can say pick a niche, and you can pick any of these, and it'll break it all down for you. So print on demand sellers, handmade sellers, digital product creators, subscription and membership creators, content creators, and influencers. It'll give you a breakdown of the stores and what other people have created, or what has EverBee created to show you as an example. So you can pretty much do everything you could possibly think about on here. Okay, it's all like an all-in-one store, and we're going to create it with AI in seconds. And if this whole landing page is going to break down everything for you if you're confused about anything. And what I did was, you can see this prompt right here that I put in. Now, what we already did, we did the market research already. We did everything, right? And I just took that from Claude AI and all the information we had, and I just took a screenshot of this. I'm gonna show you so you can have an idea. Take a screenshot. I'll be using the EverBee store to help build my store. I have to put a prompt in right here so the AI can build it. Give me a prompt for the section, and I shared a screenshot, and it just broke it all down for me. Now, another thing too as well, something I was thinking about overnight, because we're on the next day of this video. I was taking a shower, right? And I was like, you know what? So we're printing this on DTG, right? We're doing a DTG print. And I was like, you know what, let me plug that into the AI. I want these colors to be like simple 1-2 colors, right? I don't want nothing too crazy. I don't want the prints to be, you know, all crazy, like where you have like 4 or 5 colors. And I think that's when you would get more returns. So I want you to be aware of that. The reason why I did it that way is just I want to keep it as simple as possible, but obviously I want these designs to come out nice. And you can see right here, for example, this book lover's probably thinking about my next book. You look at the color palette, 2 colors max, black plus cream ink on light shirt, best on sand, natural, ivory, sage, dusty rose, and light blue. Right? Pretty cool. So it's cool that we can just take it into that next level. And also, you can always take it into that next level because look at, I'm sharing this information with you, but like you can build off of this. Okay, like this is a good idea. RJ talked about this. This is good. Now, but I would like it this way, right? Maybe I'm wrong, okay? And you want to do it a different way. You can definitely do that, but I'm sharing the main concept, the main idea with you, and then you can pretty much do whatever you want after this. Just wanted to share that with you before we hit the launch button. So I'm going to come back over here to the EverBee store, and then I'm just going to go ahead and hit this send button, and it's going to go ahead and start prepping our EverBee store, right? And it's generating everything, the legal pages, policy, optimizing for checkout, for sales. You can see what it's doing. Pretty cool. All right, so it took us to let's style your store, as you're going to see right here. Now it's going to break us down. We're going to go down to the color palettes and then the font pairing and then like the corner radius. You can see all that cool stuff. Now, when we're looking at this, like it's literally this simple. I can click like a different color palette if I don't like a certain one. Go ahead, there's even more. It brings up more if I want to. Okay, and then it's going to just, it'll change the colors as I'm clicking on them. It should be changing them. Yeah, it's changing them. Okay, I see it now. It's changing. You see the shop button is changing colors. Okay, now this is up to you. I'm just gonna leave it at that one as default. Now, if we come down, you can see like how what it did. Got this woman here with the design on her back of her sweater, the coffee mug, pretty cool. And then you're gonna see we'll be adding more products here. Cozy identity tees. You can see that. Book and coffee. Okay, come down. We got some more. Got some pretty cool ones here. Okay, got an owl, got coffee, cat reading a book, book and coffee. Kind of got it really good. Now the font pairing, this is up to you too as well on the left-hand side. All right, you can see how it breaks, changes the font. I like that one, or this one. Well, we'll go with that one, okay? And then if you want to as well, you can go ahead in the corner radius, you can change any of that too. Okay, so for example, I can see the button, I believe, right? It's changed to see the button, change that. I'll go ahead and leave it as is right there. Then we'll go ahead and hit the continue button. It's going to bring us over here. We do have some designs already, so we can get ready to, you can do that if you want to right here. You can add 20 products or whatever you want to do here. I'm going to go ahead and go and create your own later. You can put or continue on the bottom. Did I hit the right button there? All right, so I went ahead and just skipped along right here, but you're going to see everything is saying set up your store. You can set up your Stripe, your PayPal. There's a lot of information from general, domain, shipping, advanced, like everything that you could possibly think of, you can do on the store. And then on the left-hand side here, you can look at like orders and customers. You can see orders and shipping, customers, and then you come over to the left side, products and collections and reviews. You see all of that right there. Marketing, email, discounts, SEO, meta ads, product cross sell. Like the email is pretty cool. Email market like has the whole marketing like suite in here for you already. And then the designer, you can literally customize your whole website. The apps, when you click on the apps, it's going to bring up over here. You can see my apps, and then we come over here to app market, and then you're going to see like all these different apps that you can add. There's a few right now, but I know that they're adding more. Anywhere POD, Printify, Shine On, subscriptions, Pennant. Okay, and then there's the brain. There's an AI brain back here that can help you with your brand book, documents, social media, Google Analytics, and it'll break EverBee store, EverBee Pay, and it's like telling you everything that will help you with. Okay, you can come back here and ask, hey, I need help with email marketing. Can you help me do that? And then like, okay, yeah, we'll set up a sequence and we'll do this and create a whole workflow. So when a customer goes to checkout and if they don't make a purchase, we'll send, well, it'll do all that. It's pretty cool. And then the store settings, and then there's learning on the left-hand side over here. Okay, so store settings, we're just there, and then learn. So everything is all broken down right here. Now, what we're going to do, we want to add in a print provider. So what we're going to do is come over to App Store, and then we're going to go ahead and hit install. Pretty self-explanatory. So we went ahead, it's installing, right? And making sure that you have a Printify, or if you're going to use another print provider like ShineOn or the other one, Anywhere Print, you make sure you have an account over there. This right here, just making sure that you understand everything that's going on here, and hitting accept, adding, and then installing. So you can see continue. Right, and then most likely it's going to bring us over here to Printify, and then you're going to go ahead and sign in. Remember, you have to have an account. Let me go ahead and sign in. You're going to go ahead and allow the access to connect here, and then it's connecting. Let it connect, and boom, connected. Now I'm over here in the Printify.com. Everything I'm sharing in this video is all going to be down below in the description. So if you want to do your EverBee stores, down below in the description. If you want to test out Printify, it's going to be down below in the description. If you want to test out Ideogram AI, it's going to be down below in the description. Claude AI, it's everything. Okay, I'm sharing all with you, so it's all down there. So I'm not leaving you out. If you're getting value out of this video so far, make sure you smash that like button because it helps me create even more content like this. I'm going to come over here to catalog, and let's go over here to look at. So you can see we got a catalog. There's a ton of different stuff going on. Shop your trends is breaking all down for you. Okay, recommended, top picks, everything you could possibly think of. What we're gonna do is just a basic t-shirt. I'm just gonna do a t-shirt. Come over here, t-shirts. Okay, and then I like this 64,000 or the comfort colors. See, this is crazy. I have to get one of these t-shirts. I wanted to test it out. I usually, the Gildan 6400 or the Bella Canvas 3001 is the two that I have. I have like 2 of these in the closet and 4 of these in the closet. But I know that the comfort colors is solid from my understanding. And then see the price point. So now I think they have like a type of program that you can use over here. So okay, $12.41, and then if you have like a premium, you get it for $10.72. If you're making a good amount of sales, which makes sense, you can see like, it gives you the order times, all that stuff. This makes sense right here if you're making a good amount of sales. If you get the premium, because you're like knocking out almost, what is that, like $1.80 or something like that, which makes sense, right? Because at scale, you sell 10, all right, $1.80, that's $18 that you're profiting extra, which you can go into ads or whatever you're doing to build your store and make money. And then you can see the shipping times, fast delivery, and then you go down, it gives you a complete breakdown of everything. Let's go ahead and start designing. I'm going to go ahead and upload one of our t-shirt designs, and then I'm just going to select a black color. There was, from the color palette, there was a few different color options, black, and then there's, you can see all the other colors here that are available. I'm going to do the true navy. We're going to take off the white. Okay. And then you can actually create your own design in the back end over here. Okay. What I did was create a pop-up store too, by the way, over here in the back end of Printify, and then I'm creating that pop-up store, which is in return with that pop-up store. We're going to go and refresh it over on the EverBee application, the EverBee store, and refresh it. And then it's going to populate, and then we're going to push it to the store. Okay. So if you're unaware of that, that's exactly what I'm doing. So there's, look at upload. And there's like AI, personalized text, graphics, and there's little simple things that you can do over here to help you create. You can create a text design on a t-shirt. There's a ton of different stuff that can be done here. So I'm gonna hit my device. I'll go ahead and hit this one. And then as you see it as I move it, right? And then I can, if I want it like expand it, make it a little larger. Now remember, when you do that too, you will lose a little bit of quality. So making sure that you're aware of that. You want to be careful when it comes to anything like that. You don't want to lose too much quality of it, right? And that's important when it comes to anything like that. So you get the sizing, got all that work good there. Preview, you can preview on it. You can get an idea what it looks like, on the mock-up. Pretty cool, right? And then hit save product. And then as we hit save product, you're going to see the different mockups that are being generated over here. Pretty cool. Okay, click, and you can see as you click, it will change here. It's kind of going with what we're going with. We'll just keep that one right there, and then we'll hit save selection, continue. And then it's going to, your listings are optimized with AI, which is pretty dang cool, right? Now you can also select a different primary mockup if you want. If you want that one, you can hit this one primary, and it'll switch to the primary mockup. You see that, right? For that example, we're just going to go ahead and leave that. Off-duty silly goose t-shirt, do not disturb funny graphics, so it knows, which is really cool. So we're good right there. I like what it did. It went ahead and gave us a nice little description, which is cool. And then we're good there. Now, if you want to do like any type of SEO, get it more optimized, obviously fill out the description and the title a bit more. But if you hit this, let's go ahead and hit this optimized listing. It looks like it already did it, but let's see what happens if we do it again. No, we're good right there. If you want to do that, you can do that. But that right there seems to be solid.
And then you can enable personalization, which is pretty cool. Let the buyer add custom requests for text design or more. On average, they're willing to pay 20% for personalization. Interesting. Okay. Now it's showing us the breakdown for shipping. So local delivery, 4 to 8 business days. So this is something too that you want to, I feel like sometimes you want to blast this on your website because you want them to make sure that they know that they're getting their design by a certain time. Especially in the US, customers can be really picky. So you're making sure like, hey, local delivery time is going to be, let's say 5 to 7 days. If there's any delays, please email here and we'll get back to you ASAP. Or if you have any questions, please send me a message, whatever it is that you want to make sure that the customer feels comfortable making a purchase. Local delivery worldwide, 2 to 5 business days. International delivery, 10 to 30 business days. Okay. And then if you come down here, you can edit the pricing however you want. I feel like $24.99, $23.99, that seems to be like a nice sweet spot, especially if you're going to be running ads. You want it to obviously cover ads, and then you want to be able to make profit from that. Okay. And then if you go, you can edit anything here too. So if I want a price to be a certain amount, so I want the price to be, let's say I want it to be $29.99, right? I went ahead and did that, and it applied it to all. And you can edit by size, at anything you want to do here, and then it'll break it down by the profit. Okay, profit margin will show you there, and then it'll show you like the production cost. Okay, production cost out here, and it breaks down everything for us, which is really cool. Okay, and then you come down, hide in store. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this publish button, and then it went ahead and published that. And if we come down, it's publishing right here. And we'll let that publish. And once it publishes, we'll go over to the EverBee store and push it through. Now we're over here in the EverBee store. We're inside of the Printify app, right? Now we can go ahead and hit this fetch all updates. Same thing. Okay, it's gonna go ahead and update once it publishes over from the Printify store. So don't like Printify is publishing it. I'm gonna go and fetch all the products and sync it all to Printify real fast. It doesn't work like that. You have to wait and let this go ahead and update and fetch the products for us. And then you're going to see I have a few different products over here already. And then as I type in, so I'm typing just the title, off duty, silly goose. I just typed in off and popped up. And then we can go ahead and hit this publish to store. Publish Printify product to EverBee store. We're going to hit that button and publish. And it's publishing. Boom, publish to store. Let's come over here to the left-hand side. Go to products. Boom, boom. Now you would rinse and repeat this for all of your products, right? You get up 20 products, same exact process that I showed you, and then it's going to be pushed over here to the EverBee store. Then you can come over here. You can see it's published right there. Go ahead and hit that preview button, and as you're going to see, look at. You can like choose the different colors. See, it's the price point, off duty, silly goose, t-shirt, do not disturb, funny graphic tee. You can choose all your sizes, right? Add to cart, 30-day money back guaranteed, on-time delivery, 100% secure payment, best price guaranteed. And you can see, all the cool stuff that we did, and which is pretty cool. So you're looking at this, and it's all you can like hit next, see everything, different mockups, different colors. Then I can sell, for example, if I hit that, it'll go to that color, true navy, that will go to that color. And then you hit the add a cart, then pick your size, and it'll take you through the whole process. So boom, first product up. Follow this whole process where I'm sharing with you, and then it'll be so easy for you to do. If you have pause it, go back and just just follow the whole step. This is like a step-by-step guide. It's a free course on how to create your own website, because you can do this with anything. You take the same concept. Like if you go on Printify, they're selling jewelry. If you want to sell a towel, if you want to sell canvas wall art, if you want to sell whatever new products they release and you want to sell it on your own website, this is how you create your own website. You can even offer this as a service to someone else where you like, hey, I'll create your own website. I'll get your products up there, show them how to do everything. And then remember, like with the EverBee store, it's an AI that generates the whole website for you. So you don't have to worry about anything. And the power of that is amazing.
Let me recap real quick. We used EverBee to find the top POD stores actually making sales right now. We pulled the data and dropped it into Claude AI to find the niches, pricing patterns, and gaps in the market. We picked the strongest angle and had Claude build us a full brand brief. We designed the original concepts in Ideogram using Claude's prompts. We launched a live storefront in EverBee with Printify. This is the workflow. This is how POD is done in 2026. AI is doing the research, AI is doing the design, you doing the launching. If you got any value out of this video, smash that like button. And it helps me keep creating content like this. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Drop a comment letting me know which part of this workflow you're testing first. I'll see you in the next one. And if you want a full breakdown of how to use AI to do research for you, watch this video right here next. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out.